Hello and welcome to the program. You're watching the Daily News broadcast.
President TRUYnh welcomes Laos and Russian officials. Vietnam and India sign cooperation documents in technology and education. Experts and scholars exchange views on maritime security in Southeast Asia. Chiefs of defense forces of ASEAN meet to talk over increased cooperation.
Today, President TRUYnh hosted a welcoming reception for the minister and head of the President's Office of Laos. Later on, he also met with the General Director of Rosatom Nuclear Energy State Corporation of Russia. The images are coming right up.
President Sang spoke highly of the exchange of annual delegations between the two countries' presidential offices, which strengthened the friendship between the two offices. He suggested the Laos side continue creating conditions to support licensed Vietnamese projects in the country to realize the target of $1 billion in two-way trade. Lao Minister from Savat Boufa agreed that the two presidential offices should actively coordinate in internal and external affairs, expressing his hopes that Vietnam's experiences will help Laos President's Office raise work effectiveness. On the occasion, Boufa had talks with Đào Việt Trung, head of the Presidential Office of Vietnam, and signed a memorandum of understanding on future cooperation between the two presidential offices. In the meeting with General Director of Rosatom Nuclear Energy State Corporation of Russia, Sergei Kirienko, President Sang spoke of Vietnam's plans to construct its first nuclear power plant in the central province of Ninh Thuận, and he expressed hope that the country will be able to train its experts on nuclear power with Russian support. Sergei Kirienko assured that Russia will work with Vietnam to promote the implementation of this project, suggesting that Vietnam and Russia should cooperate to develop other nuclear power projects in Vietnam and the third country.
25 diplomats have been appointed to work abroad. President TRUYnh handed over the decisions to them in a ceremony held at the presidential office on March 29th.
Of the diplomats, 19 people were appointed as ambassadors and 6 as consul general. President Sang told the diplomats and representative agencies overseas to focus on fostering the country's economic integration and help expand cooperation in other fields. The President also recommended the agencies pay attention to protecting and supporting Vietnamese citizens abroad. Foreign Minister Phạm Bình Minh affirmed that the Vietnamese representative agencies overseas will further promote multifaceted cooperation with other countries.
As of today, Vietnam Deputy Prime Minister TRUYnh wrapped up his visit to India. 9 memorandums of understanding have been signed between the two countries. These documents cover biotechnology in agriculture, nanotechnology, information and communication technology research, India studies, and Vietnam studies.
Deputy Prime Minister Nguyen had discussions with leaders of Indian ministries, universities, and institutes. He affirmed Vietnam's support for India's Look East policy and its bid to be a permanent member of the reformed UN Security Council. The two sides agreed to further strengthen exchanges and contacts at all levels, establish a joint working group in education and training, and promote the implementation of the 4 joint research projects in biotechnology, information and telecommunication technology, nanotechnology, and oceanography. The visit is the first by a high-level Vietnamese leader in the Vietnam-India Friendship Year 2012, commemorating the 40th anniversary of diplomatic ties and 4 years of establishment of strategic partnership between the two nations. Deputy Prime Minister Nguyen visited the Jawaharlal Nehru University, the University of Delhi, and Center for Development of Advanced Computing in New Delhi, and the Indian Institute of Management, the Indian Space Research Organization, and the Infosys Group in Bangalore. He also attended the Conference on Information Technology in New Delhi.
An international workshop on maritime security in Southeast Asia took place in Ho Chi Minh City on the 29th and 30th of this month. Let's take a look.
30 local and foreign experts and scholars exchanged views on maritime security and the sea environment and sought measures to boost regional cooperation in this field. They also dealt with such issues as legal frameworks for maritime security and the sea environment, search and rescue, and environmental protection, and standards on maritime transport. This is the second of 4 workshops of the same theme, co-organised by the Pacific Forum under the US Center for Strategic and International Studies and research institutes in the Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia, and Indonesia.
A Pelican procession was held on March 29th in the northern province of Phu Tho. This is a key event in a series of cultural and spiritual activities celebrating the death anniversary of Hung kings, who once ruled ancient Vietnam, then known as the Văn Lang state.
The palanquins were carried from surrounding communities to the Hung temples located on Ngai Ling Mountain from 9 to 11 a.m. The procession included local authorities, diplomatic delegations, and UNESCO representatives. It highlighted the worship of Hung kings, which is seeking UNESCO recognition as an intangible cultural heritage. The worship of Hung kings also takes place at 108 other temples, pagodas and communal houses in the province, as well as at 1,000 other locations throughout the country.
A piece of notable market news: Vietnamese property developer Vincom Joint Stock Company announced it has successfully issued $185 million worth of convertible bonds. This event strengthens local businesses' confidence in the course of capital mobilization for their development projects.
With a maturity of 5 years and a coupon rate of 5% a year, the bonds will be converted into equity 41 days after issue, at a price of 112,200 VND each. The bonds will also be listed at the Singaporean Securities Exchange. Vincom was the first business in Vietnam to issue convertible bonds in December 2009. It raised $100 million from the initial issue, and 99.9% of the bonds were converted into equity in June 2011.
A bowl of Quang noodles serving 150 people in total has entered the Vietnam Book of Records as the largest of its kind. Our reports has more.
Like pho in Hanoi and beef rice noodles in Hue, Quang noodle is the signature dish of the central province of Quảng Nam. Ingredients for the record noodle bowl included 10 chickens, 50 kilograms of noodles, 5 kilograms of banana flours, 10 kilograms of spicy herbs, 4 liters of cooking oil, 2 kilograms of roasted peanuts, 3 kilograms of fried sliced onion, and crispy rice crackers. They were cooked and served in a bowl, which is 0.45 meter high and 0.9 meter in diameter, made by artisans in the Phuoc Kiet bronze casting village in central Quảng Nam province, Địa Bàn district.
Chief defense forces from 10 member nations of ASEAN met in their 9th informal meeting in Phnom Penh, Cambodia on March 29th. Senior Lieutenant General Do Ba Thi, Chief of the General Staff of the Vietnam People's Army, was present there.
Commander-in-Chief of the Royal Cambodian Armed Forces, General Po Saroon, said, "The meeting will bring greater benefits and achievements in actual cooperation between armies of ASEAN countries, contributing to regional peace and stability." The participants adopted a joint statement on the meeting, underlying cooperation between ASEAN armies and specific actions to deal with transnational security challenges and even natural disasters. At the end of the meeting, the Myanmar's army commander took the role as the host country of the 10th informal meeting of ASEAN Defense Forces chiefs. Later in the day, Cambodian Prime Minister Hun Sen received the heads of delegations to the meeting.
Thank you for tuning in. We've covered all the stories for today. Take care.